Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 3, verse 8. It is strange that one who is supposed to have developed dispassion towards this world and the next, who is supposed to be able to discriminate between the intransient and the transient, and is in search of emancipation, should yet fear the dissolution of the body? Here, the sage is giving an example of a person who has developed dispassion towards this world and has strong conviction to become free and is waiting eagerly to be liberated. The sage is saying, it's strange that even with this person, when the time comes to make a choice to be completely liberated, there'll be fear to get liberated. Let's see what the sage is trying to say. This person who knows the truth, and with all logic and churning, this person knows what this world is, and this person very well knows that the inner thirst will not be fulfilled by this world. But even then, when the time comes to get liberated, it's strange that there will be hindrance to accept the truth and be in ultimate bliss. Okay, let's take an example to understand this better. Say, a person who has been putting all efforts to attain liberation for years, and now God is in front of this person and says, my dear child, now it's time to just be in peace and be liberated. But it's strange that there is fear in the eyes of the person. And this person says, yes, it's needed. The liberation is needed, but not now. Let's try to relate this example with our lives. How many times is this not now pulling us back from reaching God? Let's check. Let's try to understand why the sage is saying this and why he is giving this example. He's trying to say our tendencies are way bigger than our intelligence, our logic, our actions, and our intentions. Our tendencies are so stubborn that if it doesn't need liberation, it doesn't need liberation. Even our strong logic and intelligence will surrender in front of these tendencies. And it will pull us back. The sage is telling us to look at these tendencies. If we don't look at these, then these hidden strong forces will not let us move ahead. The only enemy we have for us for liberation is we ourselves. It's nothing outside. It's our tendencies which is the enemy which will keep pulling us back. we will have to look and understand ourselves first. Tendencies will have an impact on intelligence, and tendencies will have a bigger logic than any other logic for time and hope. Let's see how time and hope will come into picture. The logic that these tendencies would be having is, till now it has not happened. How do you know that in future it will not happen? How do you know that this world has nothing to give you for your contentment? This is one of the reasons why we keep holding back. Why we will not take that step from the boundary of that security. This is what will keep us in assumptions and imagination. Till now, there has not been contentment in this world, and how is it guaranteed that in future you won't get it? This is the base of tendencies which acts on time and hope. Because the future has not been seen by any, this logic is something that the mind will play around with us. And this is the one which keeps on postponing. This logic is the one which will act as a base for us to postpone things, for us to not reach the truth. Suffering is something which is known to us, and hence we feel safe with this, and our nature would lean towards being in this safe zone. If we have to set free, then we will have to break this safety barrier. But liberation is something that is not at all seen. With liberation, we are not sure if the suffering will fade away or not, but the identity will fade away. And this is very scary to the ego eye. See how beautifully the sage is explaining all of this. How in each and every step of our life, we will have to see these things. See what is acting upon us. How the tendencies will hold us back. We have the greatest of the logic, our intentions are pure, whatever it might be, but there is a threshold, and after that it will pull us back. The sage is helping us to see those. See that. That is a loop, kind of a loop, where you go to the threshold and it will pull you back. Go to the threshold, pull you back. Don't get into that loop. Break that barrier. Yes, it is difficult. Yes, the tendencies are strong, but see who you are going to be with. See the path that you are going to be with. What is insecure if you are with God? How can any insecurity have impact on you? The path of liberation itself is to get rid of this ego identity. This stubbornness of ego will not let us to be with God. This stubbornness of the old tendencies itself is painful. This pulling back from the threshold itself is suffering. But we are just used to it. That's why we are okay with it. We have made peace with it. When we see this stubbornness within, when we see this pain within, just be patient. Don't give up. Look at all the tendencies that are acting upon us. When we know that we are on right path, and when we are putting all the efforts to be on this path, but still there is some discomfort, some pain with no logic, which is making us act, then just be patient. This protest within is from those tendencies. We will have to break out from all these old tendencies. We need to remind ourselves every time, who am I? There will be insecurity created by these tendencies. Because it is very scary to the ego that the identity will fade away. It will create insecurity. It's okay. What insecurity can anyone create when we are with God?